Hello and welcome to the Clara James Tutoring Franchise opportunity. The goal of this video is to answer some of the questions that you may have and also to talk you through what is presented for you in the PDF. So let's get started. Who is the franchise for? The franchise could be for one of two people. It could be for someone who already has an existing job but wants to earn more money, someone who wants to add creativity and give back and feel a sense of pride with their life. But at the same time, the franchise could also be for someone who is looking for something new, something to give their life meaning, something to give their life heart and soul, something that's going to give them a sense of creativity. The Clara James franchisee can either be a part-time or full-time opportunity. That's for you to decide. That's for you to consider how it's best going to fit in with your lifestyle. We've been doing this for 12 years now, so it's tried and tested, and we are not using you as a guinea pig. When you give a family what it is they want, what it is they need, it is actually really easy for you to find and keep students. If you focus on the child's personal needs and recognize them as an individual, it's very hard not to build a fantastic reputation. That's exactly what the Clara James tutoring system does. We will train you to use our system so that you can plan a lesson, prepare the resources for the lesson, carry out the lesson so that it's focused on the child's personal needs, on where they are now, where they aspire to go to, and the route that it's going to take them to get there. As a Clara James franchisee, you are not an employee. This will be your very own tutoring business. And are people still looking for tutors? Yes. With more and more pressure being put on schools and teachers reaching breaking point, the curriculum's getting harder at the same time, and children who were struggling before are really struggling now. And those who were just about getting by before are now starting to struggle, especially those children who have a different learning style, such as those who are autistic or those who are ADHD, those who are dyslexic, etc. And with schools having to use so many more supply teachers, the supply teacher often doesn't know the struggles that that child's having, and it just adds to the mounting pressure. In the UK today, tutoring is a multi-billion-pound industry. Can you be a tutor? Yes, there is absolutely no reason why you can't be a tutor. At this moment in the UK, there are no restrictions on who can become a tutor. It's not governed by any professional body. However, can you be a Clara James franchisee? We have worked really, really hard to build our reputation, so this needs to work as much for us as it does for you. So in order to find that out, we need to have a chat, a proper conversation, so that we can ensure that we can help our reputation grow and thrive, which will in turn help you build a successful and sustainable business. This needs to work for both of us. And knowing your subject doesn't make you a good tutor. Being able to impart that information onto others is what makes you a good tutor. In order to get the ball rolling and your tutoring business underway, there were two parts to it. So part one is marketing and creating your business, and part two is the actual tutoring. And we will obviously train you for both of these. What does a day in the life of a Clara James franchisee look like? That's entirely up to you. How you structure your days and the hours that you work is entirely up to you. It's completely at your discretion. However, like anything, the more you put into growing your business, the more you're going to get out of it. We've been doing this for over 12 years now, and we know what works and what doesn't work. This is what we provide you with in the training is practical, tried and tested knowledge. What do you get as Clara James franchisee? Well, the first thing for you to know is that we are in this together. You are not, in any respects, on your own. Whilst it's your business, we can't do the work for you. We can and we will support and guide you every single step of the way. You will get full training on the Clara James tutoring system. We will support you with your social media. There's a library of 12 blogs which are pre-installed into your website for you. So you can either use them as they are, you can tweak them, or you can record them as video to upload onto your website to help you populate your website and get it going initially. We have social media content for you that again you can use as is or you can tweak. And we also have a social media calendar for you so that you're aware of when different things are happening within the year and the academic school year. You will get your very own website that we will build for you. And we will also give you a starter pack for yourself and one each for your first three students. And the starter packs are basically a it's going to vanish. Are basically can't say. Okay. We will give you a starter pack for yourself and the one for each of your first three students. And the students' ones are basically, I don't know if you can see this, a branded notebook for them to do any working out or whatever in. Branded pencil case. Styles may vary slightly. This gives you an idea. There's branded pens, there's pencils, ruler, rubber, pencil sharpener, highlighter, etc. in there. And the reason we do this is when we first started the business, we kind of thought, okay, from a parent's perspective, what would I want for my own child? And a friend and I brainstormed this, and we kind of like, blah, we'd want this, we'd want this, we'd want this, want this. And at the same time, the lady who got me into tutoring came to spend some time doing some maths and science with my son because it's going back 10 years ago, probably now. He'd been playing rugby and dislocated his shoulder. So a month before he was supposed to start his GCSEs, he had to have an operation stop it from popping out. And that meant taking 2 weeks off school for the operation, then 2 weeks off school for the Easter holidays. And prior to COVID, to take a month off school just before you were about to sit your GCSEs was just kind of like unheard of. So I arranged for this friend that got me into tutoring to come round and do some tutoring with him. And the first time she came round, I was out and they spent the first half of the lesson just looking for a pen and paper for him to use. And oh, okay. As a parent, you're thinking, well, that was a waste of time and money. But as a business owner, you're kind of like thinking there's something I could easily rectify. So now we always turn up with the stuff that will be needed for the first lessons. And then your starter pack is kind of like that plus a whole lot more. You'll be given a selection of one-line networking pitches. So when people ask you what you do, you can respond with something more insightful than, I'm a tutor, which always seems to get a fairly unresponsive answer. You'll get training on how to use Canva, so you can create your own social media images, etc. You'll be given a selection of freebies and Facebook funnels to encourage people to learn more about you and to get to know you better and get to trust you, because within the world of marketing, this is kind of pivotal to getting people on board, is the whole idea that they need to know, like, and trust you. We'll give you a script for the conversations that you'll have with people about how we structure the lessons and the way we do it and why. There'll be scripts on how to present your tutoring business and the guarantees that we have in place. And there's also group resource creation days. And this is kind of like, well, this is the bit that gets me excited. So what these are once a fortnight, we will have a Zoom call, a group Zoom call, and we'll have a theme. So it could be that this week we're working on fractions, for example, and we'll all think of different activities that we can use to help support the children that we're working with that aspect of fractions. So you might have a new idea, and very often as adults we kind of think, oh, this is a great idea, and we present it to a child. We kind of like go, okay, I've got this and this, which would you like to start with? And they'll go, that one. And you start doing it, and as you're working through the activity, the child kind of goes, oh, we could do it like this, and having the flexibility to be able to go, that is a really good idea, and change it and do it like that. And the kids we work with often have the best ideas, and so by having these group creation days, we can kind of like brainstorm our own ideas. But if a child that you've been working with has suggested something, we can incorporate that and we can use it with other kids going forward, because who knows what kids like better than kids do? No one. So the idea is the more resources we have, the more different perspectives of resources we have, the more we can support the children that we're going to be working with. So If you are looking for something that is going to give you additional income, time, a sense of status, a sense of fulfillment, then hopefully you have found what you are looking for right here in the Clara James Franchisee. You do need to put the work in. And like I've said before, you will get out of it what the effort that you put into it. A Clara James tutoring franchise could change your life and the lives of every child that you support in so many different ways. Okay, so income. This is kind of like potentially a worst case scenario, but imagine you sign up on month one. For month 1 and 2, you're doing the training and getting initially your business out there. And then on month 3, someone gets in touch and signs up. Got your first student. Hey. Month 4, you get another student coming in. So in April now, fantastic, 2 students. Month 5, 2 more reports come out just before the summer holidays, and 2 more families decide to sign up with you. Over the summer holidays, things go a bit quiet because people have other things on their mind. Back to school in September, and parents are suddenly thinking, I meant to get in touch with a tutor, I didn't do that. And so suddenly the phone starts ringing, and people are in desperate need of a tutor. And so you get 4 students sign up that month. Next month, things go slightly quieter again as kids get settled into school, and same in October. November, December, things go quiet as people start to focus more on Christmas rather than anything else. So this is kind of like a hypothetical scenario for the first year. But looking at this, months 1 and 2, we don't have any students. By month 3, we have our first. Month 4, we've now got 3 students. Month 5, we've now got 5 students. And you may decide 5, 6 students, that's enough for me. But if coming back after the summer holidays, we get another 4, we've now got 9 students, then 11, 13, 14, 15. So by the end of the first year, you could potentially have 15 students, which could make you £750 a month. And that's if you literally just did 15 lessons a month. Okay. Working on the idea that they would each cost, they'd each pay you £50 an hour before expenses. Okay. If you were to work on the same idea, but this time you never leave your house to do the lessons, you only work with online students. We again start with 1 student in month 1, another one in month 4, month 2, and continue on in exactly the same as we did before. Doing only online lessons at £35 an hour, you could now earn £525 a month. And that's just working 15 hours and doing all your lessons online. Okay. If you take another tutor on to work with you, maybe after a few months and things have got built up and you don't want to take on any more students yourself, or maybe when you started this, you decided that you were going to support maths, but you found that a lot of people get in touch needing support of English, and you decide to take on another tutor to support the English students face to face. Again, using exactly the same numbers as before. Before any expense, the family will be paying £50 an hour. You'll be paying the tutor £30 an hour. You will earn £20 an hour for every hour that they earn. So this could give you a potential of £300 a month from having another tutor work with you, working 15 hours a month. Okay. What makes a great Clara James tutoring franchisee? And we are fussy about this as we don't want to jeopardize anyone else's business by taking on a franchisee that isn't as dedicated as someone like you probably is. So this needs to be someone who's creative, someone who's focused, and someone who's focused on helping as well as just supporting their bottom line, their profits. You'll need to be passionate about being the best and take pride in achieving it. You'll need to be self-motivated and enjoy hard work, because building a business is hard work. You'll need to be entrepreneurial. You'll be keen to generate an income and a profit from what you do. You'll be determined to succeed. You'll be creative, organised, and passionate about building confidence and knowledge in maths and English in those that you work with. You'll be able to drive customer focus. You'll be keen to learn and a people person who is able to listen as well as to talk. And remember, we will train and support you each and every step of the way of building your tutoring business. What does a typical week look like? That's entirely up to you to decide. How much does it cost to become a Clara James franchisee? That all important, terrifying question. Well, it's just £3,000 as a startup investment and then £100 a month license fee going on thereafter. And that's to cover the continued training and support that you will get. And the reason we've kept it low is because my goal is to support as many children as we can. There are a lot of tutors out there, but without it sounding big-headed, there's not many tutors that do things as well as we do. And my goal is to get our approach to tutoring out there so we can support as many children as we possibly can. So hopefully by keeping the price more affordable, we can support more children. How certain are you that it will work for you? How certain am I that it will work for you? I'm not, to be honest. I can't hand on heart say that I know you will be a success. But if you do follow our systems and commit to driving your new business forward, there is no reason why it shouldn't work. But do remember, please, that building a business isn't easy, but it is huge amounts of fun and really, really rewarding, especially at the end of the year when you get the testimonials and things from people kind of like saying, thank you, you have made such a huge difference to my child's life, and without your help, they would never have achieved what they have. And with that, you will also receive a huge amount of pride and satisfaction. I can hand on heart say that I think this is probably one of the most rewarding things you could probably ever do. And our guarantee to you is that if you put the work in and follow the systems, by the end of the first 6 months, you will definitely have at least 4 students. But you must put the work in. So as a Clara James franchisee, we will give you everything you need, providing you pass the application process. Your franchise entitles you to trade under the Clara James Tutoring name and make use of our entire package, systems and proposition to support you in building a successful business that you will manage and run. But possibly the most important part is the online initial training and the one-day training here in Aylesbury. The fortnightly one-to-one mentoring course, the resource creation days that I've mentioned earlier, the development days, the annual training, the 6 monthly networking, and the get-togethers. And what training and support is available? We're proud of the training and support that's available to our franchisees because we've tried to make it individual as what you are. You'll receive the online induction training. You'll receive the ongoing training courses and webinars and workshops here in Aylesbury. There's the annual one-to-one business review, fortnightly one-to-one mentoring calls, and support from me here at head office is just a phone call or an email away. There's some testimonials here, but the one I'm really proud of is this one. I want to say a huge, ginormous thank you for everything you've done you've helped him in such a way. You've helped him so much in his maths and English, but for him it was more than that. Before starting with you, he was in a really bad place. He felt education wasn't for him and had no hope of passing anything or achieving anything. But by teaching him maths in the way he understood, he started to believe he wasn't totally stupid, and maybe he could pass. And then that spiraled as he got better at maths. He started thinking he could maybe do things, and it's really changed his whole outlook. I never thought I'd be sitting here with him discussing A-levels, let alone him considering going to college after sixth form to study computing. He's like a different person. The exam period was not easy, but now that stress has gone, he's much easier to live with and is enjoying his life of leisure. He wanted me to ask you if there was somewhere he could leave a review for you, as he wanted to say thank you and tell other people how good you were for him. What now? If you have questions, which I guess you probably have, we can have a chat. And if you feel this is right for you and you're ready to jump straight in, again, let's jump on call and we can have a chat and talk about the next steps.